Shalom. Praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect. Basham Rachakodash. My name is Jacoba from Plaintables camp. And this is, I was looking up different persecutions and atrocities that happened to the Hamites and our people, because they're mangled, in these different African countries. And, those people that suffered colonialism, many of them were Israelites. They were not just Hamites. So they're mangled amongst the Africans, our people. So if you didn't go through the transatlantic slave trade, you were still colonized and brutalized. So let's look at some information on the people that suffered. All right. And I believe that these were Israelites amongst the Hamites.
It's a very dark place in history. The Congo Free State only existed between
You missed a quota. This would happen to people that missed rubber quotas. I believe that's one of the because Europe lacks resources, natural resources. And they went to Africa to exploit the natural resources that are in abundance in Africa.
1885 and 1908. During these 23 years, it was the personal property of King Leopold II of Belgium. Whilst most colonies were owned and run by various countries, King Leopold held personal dominion over the lives of over 30 million people. Under Leopold's rule, these people suffered horrific mutilations as the king attempted to extract as much wealth as he could at the expense of countless lives. We will today shed a little light on the Congo Free State and explain how it was maybe the worst example of European colonialism in Africa. Belgium is a relatively new country, recognized in 1839. By this time, the major European powers of Britain.
Right now, I don't know if they Israelites or Hamites, but according to the curses, they have to be. Many of these people have to be Israelites. That's the curse that came on the Israelites. Esau's a weapon. No, not just for Israel, but we concerned about our own people. So Esau's a weapon to all the nations. But we know, according to the scriptures, the sword of the Lord is the Esau Edom, so-called white man. And after the either different plagues that struck Europe, and our people who died that were in prominent positions, that were duchies and dukes and kings and noblemen, Esau was right there, and he assumed our position either through proxy or through marriage. All right. So the Edomites took over Europe in those prominent positions. That's why it's whitewashed today. And they sent out expeditions to Africa, and India, different places around the world, because Europe lacked those resources, those natural resources. So these evil things happened to us, either transatlantic slave trade or colonialism, because we stopped worshiping the Most High, Yahweh. It says, Daniel 9:6, 9:5. We have sinned and have committed iniquity and have done wickedly and have rebelled, even by departing from thy precepts and from thy judgments. All right, that's the confusion. Neither have we hearkened unto thy servants the prophets, which spake in thy name to our kings, our princes, and our fathers, and to all people in the land. So that means because we went off, we served gods that we didn't know, whether it be Islam, Edomite form of Christianity, or a corrupt form of Christianity. Went off into the Talmud, into different witchcrafts, ate abominable foods, practiced cannibalism. All right, that all those acts drew us away from worshiping the Father. O Yahweh, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces, which means shame, as at this day to the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem and to all Israel, that are near and that are far off. All right. So these dumbasses that believe that you are Israelite because you only live in the land or you claim the land today, that doesn't make you an Israelite. All right. Your lineage makes you Israelite. We got Wach. Remote, far distance. Okay. Africa. North, Central, and South America. Europe. India. Pakistan, Arabia. All right. Through all the countries, whether thou hast driven them because of their trespasses, they have trespassed against thee. Right? So we know that our people are scattered throughout this whole earth. And we know they were suffering in the Congo. All right, atrocities. These atrocities, so they had to in league with them so they could trade. And they were colonized. So they were set up so the basically leaders sold them out. All right, and that's what happens to a lot of the African nations. They sell out too so they can live good. And some of them do it out of fear too, to protect their people. But, they know their own mind. Enforced by colonial administrations. Used to collect natural rubber for export. All right. Combined with epidemic disease, famine, falling birth rates caused by these disruptions. Yeah, that's what they brought. They brought epidemic disease and famine. All right. Because they disrupted the natural order of what was in place. The times that they farmed, they maintained the land, marriages. When Esau came in from Europe, because Esau was in Europe alongside Jake. But you had Jake that fell to diseases and cunning of the devil in intermarriages and expulsion. So Esau gained power in Europe, and he exported his soldiers to collect resources that Europe lacked. That's why Europe is known as a bottomless pit in the Book of Revelation. Their atrocities have been variously referred to as the rubber terror. All right, now there's a lot of history here, so a lot of history here. Mutilation and brutality. Failure to meet the rubber collection quotas was punishable by death. Meanwhile, the force public were required to provide the hand of their victims as proof when they had shot and killed someone, as it was believed that they would otherwise use the munitions imported from Europe at considerable cost for hunting or to stockpile them for mutiny. Yeah, so basically, you got to if they don't meet the quota, well, they might become an enemy. So why isn't this man, woman, or child meeting the quota? They might be joining the rebel forces. All right, the Catholic priest quotes a man, Tazwambi, speaking of the hated state official Leon Fives, who ran a district along the river 300 miles north of Stanley Pool. All blacks saw this man as the devil of the Equator. All right. You so-called white man is the devil. From all the bodies killed in the field, you had to cut off the hands. He wanted to see the number of hands cut off by each soldier who had to bring them in baskets. A village. So basically, they had different villages. They went to the village and said, if you don't get this rubber, you're all going to die. A village which refused to provide rubber would be completely swept clean. You probably had 100 people in the village, 70 people. They all probably family, marrying your cousins and your nieces and nephews, and that's lawful. As a young man, I saw Faivez soldier then guarding the village of Boyeka take a net, put 10 arrested natives in it, attach big stones to the net, and make it tumble into the river. Rubber causes these torments. No, it's the devil that causes the torments. The rubber is just a natural resource that he wants, but I could see the correlation. That's why we no longer want to hear its name spoken. Soldiers made young men kill or rape their own mothers and sisters. Damn. Esau, you got a lot to pay for. And you know this curse had to fall on Israel. It wasn't just no damn Hamites that this curse came on. So what? So you got these fake Christians that don't believe Israel was scattered in the nations, near and far. All right, I read to you before. I read it again for you, just in case you forgot. I already have it up. All right, remote, far, distant lands, distant ones, distant time. All right, it's referring to land, geographical location. All right, so our people were scattered in the Congo. All right, oh Lord, to us belongeth confusion of faces, to our kings, to our princes, to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee. All right, so we worship the creature more than the creator. So the Israelites, so if the transatlantic slave trade, New World explorations didn't enslave you and kill you and change your language, the colonialism got you. All right, if you were in Africa, you survived the transatlantic slave trade. Esau came back a couple of 100 years later, or during the same time. It was just built up, and everywhere our people were scattered in the land of Ham, they got you. You had different Edomites from Belgium, France, Germany, Italy, Portugal, Spain, United Kingdom. All right, came and subjugated Israelites that were worshiping different religions. They were worshiping the creature more than the creator. All right, this is why we suffered. Not because of sins, transgressions. Now let's look at so Belgium was a new country. Not Belgium. Belgium. Belgium was a new country. Just King Leopold. At the Berlin Conference 1884, the European powers recognized the claims of the supposedly philanthropic organization run by Leopold II, the most of the Congo Basin region. Leopold had long held ambitions for colonial expansion. The territory under Leopold's control exceeded the square miles more than 85 times the territory of Belgium. All right. Amid financial problems, it was directed by a tiny cadre of administrations drawn from across Europe. Initially, the quasi-colony proved unprofitable and insufficient, with the state always close to bankruptcy. So this new country was created, a new state, and they couldn't, keep the doors open, so to speak. The boom in demand for natural rubber, which was abundant in the territory, created a radical shift in 1890s to facilitate the extraction and export of rubber. All vacant land in Congo was nationalized, which the majority disrupted to provide companies as concessions. Some was kept by the state between 1891 and 1906. The companies were allowed free rein to exploit the concessions, with the result being that forced labor, Edomites up there, it look like, and violent coercion were used to collect rubber cheaply. So, in other words, exploiting the Congo saved the Belgian government. So, at the expense of the Israelites and Hamites in the Congo, the one European power survived. And when you look at the beast, all right, which are 10 countries that are in the area that today we call Europe, ran by Edomites. All right, Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Greece, Ireland, England, and West Germany, or Germany. Then you got the 7 heads: Greeks, British, Germanian Major. These are locations. All right, the Greeks, the British, the 2 German areas, Spanish, French, and Romans. Then you got America on top that actually controls and directs. All right, the great whore sit. So if the great whore is sitting on it, that means it does have dominion over it to some degree. All right. So the point is here, Belgium is a part of the Edomite power that came out of Europe. Oh Lord, to us belongs confusion of faces, to our kings, to our princes, and to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee. So we forgot who we were, and we worshipped the gods of the other nations, and we stopped following the Most High, Yahweh. To the Lord our God belongeth mercies and forgiveness, though we have rebelled against him. And that's how we became confused. That's how we were put to shame, because we were worshiping inferior beings. All right. Neither have we obeyed the voice of Yahweh our God, to walk in his way, and walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants, the prophets. All right. And through that, we mangled ourselves among the nations. Yeah, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing. We gave our daughters to Hamites, and vice versa. And we became mangled among the nations. So we transgressed the laws. We're not supposed to do that. Even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath which is written in the law of Moses, the servant of Yahweh, the servant of Elohim, because we have sinned against him. All right, and it tells you in Deuteronomy 28th chapter, the curses, hath confirmed his words which he spake against us. All right, you got some people that believe this law and curses don't even exist. That's how stupid people are. And against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil, near and far. All right, for under the whole heaven hath not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem. All right, which are the biblical Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans. All right, and there's a difference between a dark-skinned Hamite and a dark-skinned Israelite. All right, the scriptures say that we look similar. All right, and we ain't got to worry about that. The angels are going to separate the righteous from among the heathen. As it is written in the law of Moses, all this evil has come upon us, yet we made not our prayer before Yahweh our God, that we might turn from our iniquities and understand thy truth. Yeah, so we're still dwelling in the shame of worshiping those gods of the other nations. And through that, those that worship those gods and turning our back on the law, we mangled ourselves among the people and worship their gods. We gave our sons and daughters in the heathens, and that's why we're in this destroyed state now. We made marriages with them. We worshiped their gods. We ate their food. We practiced their customs. That's what the prophecy. That's what the law, the curses are. All right. If you don't believe that, then you don't believe in the scriptures. You don't believe in what the curses say in the law, in the prophets. Therefore, Yahweh hath watched upon the evil and brought it upon us. For Yahweh our God is righteous in all his works which he doeth, for we obey not his voice. All right, so that's why we are in confused state now. All right, that's why we're put to shame. The Lord did the worst thing he could possibly do. He cut the hands off, cut the foot off, make us eat shit, give our daughters unto Hamites and Edomites. That's the worst thing. We forget our language and our religion and our culture. That's the worst thing Yahweh did to us, and Yahweh did to us. And Yahweh Shai's brought us back. He brought us back through his word. And the elect, which are the first fruits, are the only ones that can come back at this moment. So the rest of Israel is going to come back in the kingdom. So the elect have waken up, and our job, Yahweh Shai Ratazah, is to teach and to gather the rest of the elect in through Yahweh Shai's word. All right, the Messiah. Our job up. 1 John 2 and 1. Because my little children, these things write I unto you, that ye sin not. And if any man sin, we have an advocate with the Father, Yahushua Mashiach the righteous, which he is a propitiation for our sins, and not for ours only, meaning the circumcision, but also for the sins of the whole world. Those are the Israelites that are far off. 9 and 7, that are near and that are far off through all the countries. All right. So that's the world. Those are Israelites scattered through all the countries where thou hast driven them because their trespasses. So driven. We got in the dock. Impel, thrust, drive away, to banish. So the Israelites are banished, outcast, thrust away, thrust, move, banish, chase. All right. Draw away, force, go away, outcast, thrust away, out. All right. So we know that the Israelites have been thrust out of the land, and we're serving our captivity in shame, worshiping an inferior people, inferior cultures, and looking up to that. We're confused, and only the elect have been brought back to our right mind. Yahushua Ratazah. Put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this. Put you in, I think in Peter's. Put you in new. Okay. Oh, Jude, Jude 1 and 5. I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believe not. All right. So Yahweh let us out. It was actually Yahweh Shai that let us out, but it was Yahweh. They was speaking to Moses. All right, and then Yahweh Shai let us out through a fire by day and a pillar of cloud by night. Those ships, those spaceships or chariots of Israel that led us was Yahweh Shai, was the Messiah. All right, so I'll leave that there. Hope you edified. Shalom.